Hello, chimpanzee volunteers. Welcome to another tutorial to help you participate in the Zooniverse Chimpanzee Project. This tutorial explains how to compare chimpanzees filmed at a research site to determine which of the chimps might actually be the same chimp. This is the core of chimp matching. You'll learn how to participate in discussions where matches are proposed. And if you found a couple of chimps on your own that you think are the same chimp, then you'll learn how to make a new match proposal. But none of this can happen until you watch the previous tutorials. I want to stress how important this is. The video tutorials resource list is located in the Guides and Lists folder on the main chimpanzee talkboard. Before you can be an effective chimp matcher, you'll need to be familiar with all of the skills we teach in these videos. For instance, you'll need to know how to use our spreadsheets and the known and prospective lists, and how to add photos to a talk message and make screen captures of chimps you see in the video clips. It won't take you long to watch the other video tutorials in this series, so take our advice, go watch them, and then come back here. Another thing that we suggest you do is hang around a while in the research site that's currently active. When this video was recorded, Green Toadstool was the active site. Click the title of a discussion to view all of the comments. Subscribe to a few of the active discussions and get to know how volunteers do things. As you follow along and watch the video clips that they're discussing, you'll eventually feel confident enough to voice your own opinion. That's when it gets really fun. The next thing you need to do is get to know the chimps at the site. There are a couple of tools that will help you do this. Volunteers maintain a collection of what we call mugshots of each chimp at a site. The mugshots show the face and head of each chimp, and they'll give you a quick way to visually compare them. You'll be able to tell if there's enough similarity between two chimps to take a more detailed look. You can find a link to a site's mugshots at the end of every K&P list. The K&Ps are the known and prospective chimps at a site. Get to know them. You'll find links to the site's K&P lists in the Read Me First post. Prospective chimps are the chimps who've been seen in videos only once, or chimps we haven't matched with another prospective chimp. These chimps are assigned a temporary ID. Once there's a match between two prospective chimps, this chimp becomes a known chimp and is given a permanent name. New chimps are added to the K&Ps whenever volunteers spot them during the naming workflow or when they're suggested in a proposal, so you'll want to check for updates regularly. So here we are. You're ready to start matching chimps. Let me quickly show you what you're trying to do. Between the chimps identified in the K&Ps and the chimps listed in the video spreadsheet, we have three types of chimps: named chimps, chimps with temp IDs, and newly discovered chimps that are spotted in videos but who haven't been given an ID yet. Basically, you can match any of these three types of chimps in multiple ways. When a volunteer opens a discussion and proposes a match between two chimps, we talk about it. Ultimately, volunteers are given an opportunity to vote on the match proposal. We use a system containing three types of votes. A match is when you believe with a high level of confidence that the two chimps are really the same chimp. You would vote not a match or nada if there are too many dissimilarities between the two chimps and you think they are actually different chimps. If there's not enough information in the photos for you to feel confident that the chimps are the same or different chimps, then you are unsure. Perhaps the photos are poor quality, or perhaps you simply can't make up your mind how you feel. After you've lurked at a site for a while and have seen how proposals and the voting process work, it's time for you to chime in. Choose a discussion that you feel comfortable participating in. Watch each of the videos of the two chimps being proposed, as well as any additional videos that the proposal mentions. Read the chimps' descriptions in the K&P lists or in the proposal itself. Compare their traits. Look at the photos and collages. If other volunteers have commented on this proposal, pay attention to what they say and evaluate their views against your own views. Sometimes everyone ahead of you will agree that it's a match or a nada, but don't agree just to go along with the crowd. Your opinion matters, and it may matter even more if you can bring a convincing counter-argument to the discussion. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Just be polite. This community of volunteers are good, kind people, and they welcome new voices with new ideas. Don't forget that the whole reason we're here is to share how we see a chimp. If we all saw the chimp the same way, the research wouldn't need us. Cast your vote using the words match, nada or not a match, or unsure. State your reasons and arguments for or against the match. After you've posted your comment to the discussion, sit back and congratulate yourself. You're part of the in-crowd now. Welcome to the team. You're going to have so much fun. Now that you're ready to launch wholeheartedly into chimp matching by proposing your own match, where do you find chimps to match? There are several ways to do this. Start by looking through the K&Ps and mugshots to see if any two chimps look alike. Another way is to search the talkboard for hashtag GFV_XX. GFV stands for Good Face View, and XX is the two-letter identifier for the site you're working in. This will give you a list of video clips that contain chimps with good face views, but who haven't been identified yet. You can also look on the site's video spreadsheet for videos that have no name or temporary ID in the Science ID column. If you spot one, open the video and scroll down to check if there's already a discussion that links to it. If so, then participate in that discussion. If there's no discussion, watch the video to see if the chimp might be identifiable. If so, then compare the chimps with chimps on the K&P list, or perhaps in a different video sequence. Okay, let's say you found two chimps that you'd like to match. Now what do? Start a new discussion directly from the video you're proposing a match for. This video will display at the top of your new discussion. Make sure that you select the correct board. Limit your discussion to one pair of chimps. Write a meaningful title. Include the word proposal plus the names or IDs of both chimps if they have them. If not, the moderator will revise your title after assigning the temp IDs. Draft the proposal's text. Repeat the chimps' names or temp ID and the subject numbers of the videos where they're seen. List the reasons you feel the two chimps are a match. Identify the traits that are similar, and also mention any traits that you think are dissimilar. If possible, help other volunteers see what you are seeing by providing visual aids. You can do this in a couple of different ways. For instance, you can share a screen capture or collage you've created to illustrate your point. Create it in whatever graphics program you prefer. PowerPoint is really good for doing this. Remember to use arrows or other methods to identify specific features that you want to point out. And also remember to identify each chimp in the photos. Then upload your collage to Imgur and get the direct URL to use in your message. Or you can use the video or the video stills. Choose the one that shows the traits you want to point out. Right-click the still, copy the image address, and then in the talk message, select the image icon and paste the address. When you submit your proposal, volunteers will join the discussion and cast their votes. After the moderator thinks that everyone has had a chance to vote, she'll tally the votes and let everyone know the results. A proposal is usually rejected when there are many nadas. If there's a mixture of votes, it goes to the Unresolved Challenges Board to be discussed again toward the end. If a proposal receives at least 2 match votes from volunteers and a match vote from a science moderator, and it hasn't received any nadas, even if some volunteers are unsure, then the proposal is accepted. If the match was between a named chimp and a chimp with a temp ID, then the chimp with the temp ID assumes the name of the named chimp. If the match was between 2 chimps with temp IDs, or with only subject numbers, then the chimp becomes a known chimp and is eligible for naming. The site's moderator will invite a volunteer to suggest a name for the chimp. So far, I've talked about how to propose your own chimp match. Before we close, I want to talk about why you should propose chimp matches. After all, you're putting yourself out there, risking rejection if your proposal gets some nadas. But that's not how it works. A nada is not a failure. A nada is as beneficial as a match. Here's why. A match is good because it tells us that we have 2 sightings of the same chimp. This is helpful when studying behavior. A nada is good because it tells us we have 2 different chimps living wild, not one. This is helpful in estimating group population. If we only do safe proposals where we're fairly confident we'll get mostly match votes, we may be missing a wealth of information. You may feel like you're out of your comfort zone when you make proposals, so it's important that you know that you can't get it wrong. There are no right or wrong answers. You are adding to the sum of knowledge, so don't get discouraged.